welcome to today's live market profile and order flow trade analysis by Tradeducation. This is episode 167, and before I share today's analysis, I would just like to go through a quick disclaimer that trading involves substantial risk and is not suitable for all investors. Also, the information which I'm sharing is for educational purposes only and cannot be used for any trade related activity. Okay. So with that, let's look at what happened yesterday in the auction and what can be the potential auction development paths for today. Okay. So let me just quickly share my screen. Okay. So first of all, let me jump to the daily time frame, the daily chart. And yesterday, what I shared is, so first of all, this entire zone, so from 12,000 to this zone, this is a sort of a selling zone. Okay, this is a sort of a selling zone, and be cautious, be very cautious, from where you are trading. Okay. Second thing is, so let me shrink this, zoom in a bit. Okay. So what happened yesterday is the buyers, so there were a lot of weaker references which were, getting formed, and the buyers, sort of the ones, trying to take the auction higher, and the buyers were trying to hold their fort. But yesterday it was more of a shakeout type of a bar, wherein, all the weaker players, all the weaknesses which were there in the markets, this would have, shaken everyone. And what it lead to is, it led to an inventory adjustment trade. So if you see the inventory which was built in this range, so from this range to this range, okay, sorry, from this range. Okay, so during the August time frame, okay, so 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 and 9, so for those 10 days, whoever bought, and whoever was trying to go buy at very visual references, yesterday's auction was, sort of a shakeout bar. And today what we need to observe is whether we are seeing continuation to the higher side, whether we are seeing balancing, or whether we are seeing continuation to the lower side. So one of the very major reference area, which I don't know whether some of you guys have observed or not, where the auction halted yesterday. If you see, it exactly halted around the 20 EMAs. Okay, so still the buyers are holding the fort. Still the sentiment is bullish. Wait for the yesterday's low to clear. If the low is clear, then you can take a short trade, positional short trade, keeping your target around the 200 EMA. Okay, but overall auction looks bullish, and yesterday's auction was a sort of a shakeout type of a bar, wherein a lot of weak hand players, or a lot of weak players, would have just booked in their losses. They would have thrown in their towel, and they just feared. So basically yesterday's auction was sort of a fearful auction. Okay. Second thing, what I wanted to share with you guys is, so this is the balance high. So this is the balance from, I think this is from 19th of August till if this is 28th or 29th of August. Okay. So what you see, so this is the power of volume profile where the auction halted. Okay. So if you see the auction halted again at a visual references, that is the value area lows. Okay. And what happened is the auction opened with a good gap up, and then immediately it shifted down within the bigger balance. So this is the balance. So balance from 11,700 to 11,300. Okay, so this is the balance low. So let me just draw a line. Okay, sorry, 11,250. Okay, so this is the bigger balance, which was there. And what happened yesterday is the auction opened with a good gap up, but those auctions, or whoever bought there, they were all weak players, and the auction immediately moved down. As the auction immediately moved down, you could take a positional short, keeping your first target at the value area high, or if this target is achieved, then the second target will be the point of control, and the third target will be the value area lows. Okay, and all this, so basically these are all strong selling zones, or basically the ones who threw in the towel, who booked their positions. for those who try to go long in this particular option. Okay, so still buyers will be coming in, so it's not that today the auction will be reversing and we will be continuing to the downside. Okay, so let me just add the data points of yesterday's auction. Yeah, so nothing much has changed. The value area low is still intact, point of control is still intact, the value area high has a bit shift down, but overall there is a confluence, and now this is the balance high. Okay, so this is the bigger balance which I've seen. Now let me minimize this and let's look at the market profile chart. So first of all, let me remove all these lines, all this blue line. So this blue lines is, so this is where I shared yesterday, where strong sellers will be stepping in, and that's where they stepped in. And if you shorted from here, you could have made about 3x. So this was a 300 points downfall. A good, you could have made good recovery if you made losses. So one day wherein you could have made all the recovery, and also the low is pretty weak. Okay. So first of all, let me remove all the references. So one of the references is the high. And if you see, we have a lot of single prints, lots and lots of single prints. So let me remove this. Okay. One references is the poor low. We also have got trapped sellers plus poor low. So this is from the auction of 18th August and 20th August. So if you see exactly at the lows, so lot of anomalies, lot of nuances are getting developed. So let me also add here. So this is the poor low. Also this is a G2 low, and here if you see, there are clustered lows where again buyers stepped in. So some of the references which I'll be looking to monitor the confidence is the low. Then there are these single prints, and if you see, there are three distributions. So excuse. So this is the first distribution, this is the second distribution, and this is the third distribution. Okay, so these are the three zones. So what I'm expecting today is auction to open higher, maybe tag the single print zone and just develop sideways. Okay. So let me do one thing. Let me bring in the pre-open market session and let's look at where the auction is going to open. What has happened to NSE's website? Okay, gateway problem. Let me look at the pre-open market. So 76 points up. The auction is going to open. So let me close this. So the close was around 11,359. So 70 points up. So somewhere around this zone. So somewhere around the point of control is where I'm expecting. So somewhere at this zone is where I'm expecting the auction to open. So if you see here, there are some sort of anomalies. So let me zoom in the chart a bit so that it becomes pretty clear. Okay, some of the anomalies. Oh yeah, so there are not major anomalies. They all have been cleared. But this is where I'm expecting the auction to open. So there is one single print, and this is the second single print. Okay, so what I'm expecting is the auction to open, go higher. So this is where the selling pressure came in. So the auction will try to reverse. So this is one anomaly which I'm seeing. So to tag at this level or maybe at this single print zone, and then have a sort of a reversal and then just develop sideways. So this is the first auction development path. Second auction development path which I'm seeing is the auction opens within the yesterday's range. It tags the VPOC, again just develops sideways, and then it continues lower side. Okay, because the low is, this is a very poor reference. This is a low. The low is very poor. Okay, so these are the two auction development paths which I'm seeing to happen today, and the auction will open in next 5 seconds. So let's see which way the auction goes. Yeah. Okay, so auction opened above the POC. It's just trading around the POC. So we need to see whether auction path number 1 or 2 is intact. So first of all, this is the reference line, and it looks like the low will be getting tagged. The poor lows will be getting tagged. So yeah, so we can take a short trade targeting the value area lows. So yeah, so these are the value area lows, and the lows are exactly the same. So you can take a short position for the moment. Okay, the delta is turning negative. 2,900 contracts, 3,000 contracts traded. Let me see from the VSA chart. Uh, so, so let me delete all these references because these were the support zones. Yeah, so there is one HVN here. There is two more HVN. So odds are high that we should be tagging the low. See the negative delta. Let me switch here and yeah. So if you see the selling pressure coming in, negativity, it's below VWAP. 4,000 contracts traded in just a minute. So pretty heavy selling coming in. Okay, again it is tagging around the VWAP. Good selling pressure. So go with the flow. You can take a short position, keeping your targets around around the clustered lows, and there is also trapped sellers and G2 low. So overall the context is bearish. Currently the auction is opened within yesterday's range. It is getting rejected around the POC of yesterday. The contracts traded are 6,000. Yesterday, I think it was 11,000. So we need to see whether it's the same. The first 5 minutes of yesterday, there were 11,000 contracts. Okay, right now it is 6,000. So a lot of momentum sellers are there in the current auction. Very less buyers. Sellers are pretty strong. Okay, so the low is tagged. So there are stops built around this zone. Okay, so buyers stepping in. We have 30 seconds to go. 8,000 contracts traded. So it seems that the selling is getting absorbed. Not a good sign. There are stacked sellers or momentum sellers around the lows. These are the trapped sellers. There are some anomalies on the higher side. Now the VWAP is getting tagged. The delta is turning flat. And the high is tagged now. So you could have booked your losses. And look at the stop losses which were built. It has been cleared. And again, sellers stepping in. So lot of momentum selling and momentum buying happening. See the momentum sellers stepping in here. So there are less number of buyers, more number of sellers. So first 5 minutes about 9,000 contracts traded. Currently it's about 3,400. We are still 4 minutes to go. Delta has turned positive. It's above one standard deviation. So it just tagged the VPOC and then it got rejected. Yeah, it's trading still around the 20 EMA. So good volume coming in the second candle also. So this would be around 9,000 is what I'm expecting. Let's just look at the numbers. So some anomalies on the higher side, a lot of anomalies here. Sellers are stepping in. Stacked momentum sellers. I'm expecting the option to tag the VWAP and continue to the lower side. Four 474, 474, yeah, exact. So delta has turned negative. Here there are sellers stepping in. This is the zone 11,457. There is an anomalies on the upper edge, anomalies at the lower edge. See the sellers coming in. Now it's within the one standard deviation. Okay, again buyers stepping in, good momentum buyers. Now it's just tagging around the open. Let me just look at the VWAP. So 9,100, 9,200. So good sellers and buyers. So good wicks, good delta formation. Here it's just tagging around the VWAP. Delta is also just developing sideways. So momentum buyers are again stepping in, and it looks like they will be getting rejected around this single print 11,489. So we need to observe whether the VPOC is getting tagged again or not. Delta is turning positive now. Here it is just developing sideways, no clarity in terms of the direction, but volume flow is pretty good. Good volume flow. Okay, so here delta is again turning towards positive side. So it looks like it will be tagging the high. So let the auction go higher. Don't Currently there is no trade for the moment. The one trade was trading on the short side, wherein our stop loss got hit. So I'm just observing the auction. I've logged into my trading account, but so I'm preparing to take a short trade. But currently buyers are the one intact. So just waiting for the high to get tagged, this high to get tagged, and see some sort of rejection around this zone, and that's where this zone or this zone, that's where I'm expecting to have a short trade. Yeah, here the high is poor, so this odds are high that it will be getting tagged. So let it get tagged. Okay, the buyer's momentum is slowing down now. So 9100 to 9200 to 3600 contracts. Okay, delta has turned positive. Yeah, and the high is tagged now. So let it go higher. The VPOC touch is done. Okay, let it go higher. That's what I'm looking at it. Yeah, let's tag the high one more time. me see this. Yeah. So it has approached the single print zone 490. Let it go again higher. Don't fight the trend, don't go against it. There are some anomalies developing, building. So the delta is turning positive. It's already turned positive. 499, 500. So as I shared earlier today we need to see whether we are having continuation to the upper side, whether we are having sideways development, or whether we are having continuation to the lower side. So this is not happening, this is not happening, only this is happening. Okay. So let me look at the order flow. Let it go higher, let it go higher. So this is the single print zone, and if I split this, this is where the selling came in. So basically selling, those yesterday who sold, those auction is getting cleared. So 11,525 is another reference. So let it go higher. I'm just waiting for sellers to step in. If you see, the auction is just going in one direction. Delta is also going in one direction. So let it come till here, 525 or 526. Still going higher, let it go. Let's just wait for sellers to show up. And if you see, we are in this zone of 26th of August. I'm expecting this high to be also tagged. So let's look at the numbers: 9,000, 4,000, 8,000. Delta is again positive. Let it go higher. Let it tag. So this was the HVN earlier, which was tagged 517. So this was one balance. The auction is trying to go to other balance. So this will be the point of control there. This is the point of control here. Okay. So overall, buyers are winning the auction. Confidence is low. Nothing much has changed. Nothing much has happened. So there will be some choppiness action, which I'll be seeing. So let the market chop. Wait for the sellers to step in, and then only you can take the trade on the short side. But overall, don't fight the trend. So now sellers are stepping in. Look at the delta unwinding. So it's above one standard deviation. Yeah, it's already tagged the VPOC. So currently no clarity in terms of trade. Let the trade come to you, then only you can take the trade. Let me see if there are any comments. 26th single you monitoring Nitish and or yesterday's single print? No, so I'm monitoring yesterday's single print zone. The 26th August is just what I'm telling, that this was the fat balance. So we are still in that fat balance range. So wait for sellers to step in. A doji candle is getting formed. We are still 1 minute to go. So this can be a trap move wherein sellers will be trapped, and again we would be continuing accelerating to the higher side. Okay, so don't get trapped. So now sellers are stepping in, and they should step in. So basically this candle should high shouldn't be cleared. If this high is getting cleared, it means this down move was a trap move. We should see continuation to the downside, because from price action perspective, if you see, the auction just went in one direction. So there will be a counter auction, and somewhere maybe around the VWAP, so around 460, some more bounce back will be seen. Okay. So if you see, this move was sort of a stop hunting move, or buyers just stepping in and stepping in. So I'm just looking at the volume chart. So sellers again stepping in. Delta is turning negative now. Let me look at the order flow. Okay, so buyers around this level, they again came in and they are trying to tag the higher. So some rejection should be seen around the one standard deviation. Good sellers, so sellers are getting absorbed, good buyers. So basically this is where stacked buyers are there and they are currently absorbing the entire supply. Delta is turning flat. So it went above one standard deviation. Delta is now turning positive. So we have got 4 highs. Still 1 minute to go. So we need to see whether hmm, so seller stepping in again. Delta is turning flat. Doji candle is getting formed. 20 seconds to go. D period started. And buyers again stepping in now. Look at the momentum of the tempo of the buyer stepping in. Okay, so again, sellers are stepping in at a value area high, just chopping around. So let the auction chop. So let this range. So if you see, this is the range. So let this range be broken, and then you can take the trade. Currently, the option is trading above POC. Okay, so choppiness action is seen. No clarity from the delta, but the balance of power is shrinking. So it's showing that sellers are stepping in, but this can be a trap move. So there is one fat balance here, another fat balance at the lower side, and this is where a lot of sellers were there. Okay, so it looks like they will be tagging the VWAP. Yes. Okay, guys, so that's what I wanted to share today. And with that, I would like to end the session for today. Today, we had a good long session. Uh, I did took one trade on the short side, but currently I'm at no profit, no loss. I exited at break even, that is at 0 rupees. So, yeah. So, let's again catch up tomorrow and happy and safe trading. Yeah. Bye for now.